September 1st, 2023. State election officials prepare for efforts to disqualify Trump under 14th Amendment. Hong Kong raises Super Typhoon Seola alert to second highest level. Public freakouts, burnout, and bullying. Bad behavior is here to stay. Chaotic jobs report. Unemployment surges and jobs jump. Ukrainian troops show how they use controversial U.S. cluster bombs. Not kidding. Biden admin intervenes in red state's quest to protect kids from liberals' gender agenda. Bolsheviks, communists, and Bibi. How Israelis can stop Netanyahu's messianic dictatorship. Half of vaccinated people may never stop producing spike protein, study finds. Disney lists $330,000 crisis PR job after CEO insults striking actors and writers. A new Rudy scandal. FBI agent says Giuliani was co-opted by Russian intelligence. Fani Willis is tearing apart Georgia Republicans. Take them someplace else or send them back to Venezuela. Residents of the far left, tolerant neighborhood of Hyde Park in Chicago sure seem like bigots these days. Archaeologists in Turkey have identified massive structures below a Roman-era castle. Pentagon seeks UFO reports. The summer we faced a world on fire. 2 more Proud Boys face sentencing on U.S. Capitol attack charges. Washington Post publishes full guide to Biden's phony stories. Where the war on woke goes from here. September 2nd, 2023. Russia says it thwarted attacks on Crimea Bridge, shelling and strikes leave at least 2 dead. U.S. to send controversial depleted uranium munitions to Ukraine. King Charles is clueless. The monarchy is in deep trouble. Colorado off-grid family's autopsy reveals 14-year-old boy weighed just 40 pounds when he was found dead alongside his mummified mom and aunt at campsite where they went to escape society. Jimmy Buffett, dead at 76, turned Margaritaville into a billion-dollar fortune. Closing in. Officials announce big break in hunt for extremely dangerous killer who escaped from prison. Looted from Turkey, U.S. authorities seize Marcus Aurelius statue. Marijuana is the 6th biggest cash crop in the U.S. U.S. spy agency dreams of surveillance underwear it's calling smart e-pants. Why does Starbucks stall union negotiations? Because it can. The brazen hypocrisy of Trump threatening to sue people over his mugshot. The transformative, alarming power of gene editing. Los Angeles City Council votes to open criminal probe into Texas Governor Greg Abbott over the 435 migrants Texas bused to the city. The Taliban claims they have signed mining contracts worth $6.5 billion in Afghanistan. Canada shut its land border to asylum seekers. More refugees came anyway. African coups expose and unravel a web of Western meddling. QAnon 2.0. The sound of freedom moment. Astonishingly cruel. Alabama seeks to test execution method on death row guinea pig. Trump's mugshot becomes valuable commodity for ex-president. Here's how the media handled Fetterman's stroke versus McConnell's freeze. Meet the pretend playboy who fooled half of Manhattan. Biden tells DNC to pour money into Virginia to combat Youngkin. September 3, 2023. Trump may be disqualified for presidency under the 14th Amendment, Senator Kaine argues. Iran foreign minister says Turkey welcomes return of diplomatic relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Burning Man flooding strands tens of thousands at Nevada site. Authorities are investigating one death. RNC members say he's a Chinese spy, just because he's Chinese. Texas Mogul is branded treacherous over deal of the century which saw him sell 130,000 acres of farmland to Chinese billionaire with ties to Beijing at twice its market value, sparking national security fears. Mexico places piece of Berlin Wall near U.S. border. May this be a lesson. Why are so many Americans living paycheck to paycheck? Biden ignores questions after touting jobs report. Big farms and flawless fries are gulping water in the land of 10,000 lakes. Russia deploys ICBMs that Putin says will make world think twice. Can't we all get along? Actually, no. What really happens when Americans stop going to church? Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner headed for divorce. Do higher deficits cause inflation? Not this year. September 4, 2023. UAE's Sultan Al Nayati, first Arab astronaut on long-term space mission, back on Earth. Biden celebrates unions and job creation during a Philadelphia Labor Day appearance. Huawei teardown shows chip breakthrough in blow to U.S. sanctions. DC grocery store removes brand names from shelves to prevent theft. Shoplifting up tenfold in the last 5 years. All customer must show receipts to security at door. Burning Man attendees cope with muddy treks home after festival fallout. California megachurch is pushing schools to the far right. Dubious and dangerous. Attempt to bar Trump from 2024 ballot gains steam despite legal arguments. Haley shot at Trump. Americans won't vote for a convicted criminal. Call of Duty eavesdrops on in-game voice chat with ADL-trained AI to help ban players for toxic speech. The bloody labor crackdown Paramount didn't want America to see. True American original. Smash Mouth singer Steve Harwell dead at 56. Defense Minister's ouster shows graft is a persistent headache for Ukraine. New Zealand PM says there was no compulsory vaccination. People made their own choices. We have the receipts, pal. Neo-Nazi groups march in Florida while chanting "We are everywhere." Heil Ukraine. Blood Tribe leader comes out in support of Biden for 2024. What it will take to enforce the disqualification clause against Donald Trump. Chinese gatecrashers at bases spark concerns. September 5, 2023. Egypt launches national strategy to curb overpopulation. Texas AG Ken Paxton faces charges of corruption and bribery as his impeachment trial gets underway. Contempt of Congress trial for Peter Navarro set to begin. Trump's Fulton County case is chaos even before it starts. I am not abandoning you. Biden personally counseled Randy Weingarten while slow-walking school reopening. Next U.S. ambassador to Israel. Biden nominates former Treasury Secretary Jack Lew. 40% of apparent global warming since 1850 is due to urban heat corruptions, major study finds. A federal court ruled that Alabama Republicans illegally diluted black voting power. Again. Trump supporters reveal plan to get him elected if he's removed from ballot. India's leaders want to change the country's name to Bharat. Here's what in the heck that means. Burning Man Festival attendees, finally free to leave, face hours of traffic. Vietnam helicopter pilot to receive Medal of Honor. Corruption undermining Ukraine's defense, says EU country president. How American democracy fell so far behind. Proud Boys former leader Enrique Tarrio awaits sentencing for January 6th conspiracy. McConnell does not have seizure disorder, did not suffer stroke, says Capitol physician. Great Wall of China irreversibly damaged by people looking for shortcut. A new era of climate-linked disease threatens humanity. September 6, 2023. Group sues to block Trump from 2024 ballot, citing 14th Amendment. Russian attack in eastern Ukraine kills at least 16 people. Zelensky. Some small towns in America are disbanding police forces. Russian missile attack kills at least 16 as Blinken visits Ukraine. Top Trump loyalist is about to finish falling on his sword. Ukrainian collusion? Joe Biden's office colluded with Hunter's business associate on Burisma inquiries, House Oversight says. Top Biden cyber official accused of workplace misconduct at NSA in 2014 and again at White House last year. Trump on track to sweep California's delegates in GOP presidential race, poll shows. The real crisis driving America's teacher shortage. Marjorie Taylor Greene breaks a promise and sends mega world reeling. Moderna says updated COVID vaccine works against the highly mutated BA.2.86 variant. Internal affairs. Wife of Maryland cop caught with another woman in now viral video tells his mistress to rot in hell. Deadly Russian strike hits eastern Ukraine as Blinken visits Kyiv. Putin's relationship with North Korea sparks military fears. Harvard named worst school for free speech, scoring 0 out of 100. Deadly market attack in Ukraine overshadows visit by Blinken. China's new map has riled the region, with collective concern over its claims. Trump's big lead among non-voters may suspect elections are rigged. Real estate doom loop threatens America's banks. The unexpected reasons that extreme heat is so dangerous for those with schizophrenia. September 7, 2023. Hurricane Lee expected to be Category 5 by Friday. Projected path. NATO says no sign of intentional Russian attack on Romania. Russian missile turns Ukrainian market into fiery, blackened ruin strewn with bodies. Harris says she and Biden will win re-election, is prepared to lead if necessary. Fake Trump legal fund plays both sides and dupes everyone. GOP gamble. A matchup between two mega heavyweights could show the cracks in Trump's coalition. Warning to parents. Mom and dad put 4-year-old twins to sleep and wake up to unimaginable tragedy. Makes no sense. Dianne Feinstein's frailty, fight for family millions cast shadow on final Senate chapter. A Peter Thiel-linked startup is courting New York sinisters and plotting a libertarian paradise. Why the Senate GOP isn't rushing to bail out McCarthy. Mitch McConnell's freezes complicate Republican attacks on Biden's age. Host of problems. Tonight Show staffers claimed Jimmy Fallon is erratic, seems drunk, at toxic workplace. Ukrainians embrace cluster munitions, but are they helping? Donald Trump suffers 5 legal setbacks in one day. Liberty Safe issues apology, change in policy after handing backdoor access to the FBI. The critics of Russia's war in Ukraine caught in jail carousel. U.S. raises alarm as Chinese platform corners global shipping logistics market. Should you worry about new COVID variant? What about the new vaccines? Walmart cuts starting pay for some new hires. SBA program appended in wake of Supreme Court affirmative action ruling. September 8, 2023. Maui slowly edges toward rebuilding 1 month after the deadly wildfires. At least 4 people killed in latest wave of Russian attacks, says Ukraine. Bodycam shows prolific drug prosecutor offering cops business card in DUI crash arrest. Who will pay the high legal bills for Trump's Georgia co-defendants? Trump hates Hillary Clinton. He might hate this judge more. Long time coming. Here's who will likely replace McConnell as GOP Senate leader. Siren song. Democrat leader who called to abolish the police changes her tune after she was violently attacked. Defying RICO indictment, faith leaders chain themselves to bulldozer to stop Cop City. Even California's least expensive areas are becoming unaffordable and more desirable. Elon is learning the hard way. Taylor Lorenz on Twitter's collapse. Brad Raffensperger just listed lots of reasons why he can't stand up to Trump. They're bogus. Republicans are trying to find a new term for pro-life to stave off more electoral losses. You'll be caught soon. Danny Masterson's 2004 interview with Conan O'Brien resurfaces after that 70s show star's 30-year conviction for violent rapes. After Prigozhin's death, a high-stakes scramble for his empire. Tucker Carlson is Russia's gift that keeps on giving. The University of Michigan is kicking students with the Rona out of their dorms and telling them to go stay in a hotel because that will stop the spread or something. AI-powered killer robots poised to shape U.S.-China rivalry. Chinese team grows humanized kidneys in pigs, raising hopes and ethical concerns. GOP is renewing the COVID mask wars. Here's how voters really feel. The fall in home prices may already be over. China's military seeks to exploit U.S. troops, veterans, General warns. September 9, 2023. Morocco earthquake live updates. At least 1,037 dead in rare, powerful quake. Powerful earthquake in Morocco kills more than 1,000 people. Powerful quake in Morocco kills more than 1,000 people and damages historic buildings in Marrakesh. Morocco earthquake leaves at least 1,000 dead and damages landmarks. DeSantis attacked dog wants to lock up Florida councilman. Supreme selection. Here are the 2024 Republican presidential candidates' nominating criteria for potential SCOTUS picks. On the money. Pelosi comes clean about her true motivation behind running for re-election at 83. Vice pulled a documentary critical of Saudi Arabia. But here it is. Powerful quake in Morocco kills at least 1,000, topples homes and historic buildings. Trump advisor Peter Navarro was convicted, really fast, of contempt of Congress. The special grand jury report just shattered a foundational myth about American justice. At least 1,000 dead after 6.8 magnitude earthquake strikes Morocco. Problem child. Kids being used to rob NYC businesses like modern-day Oliver Twist. Morocco quake death toll climbs past 1,000. Morocco earthquake leaves more than 1,000 dead as videos show devastation. New Zealand's adorable takahe bird was thought to be extinct as the dodo. Last week, conservationists returned 18 to the wild. Morocco earthquake kills over 1,000 people, rescuers dig for survivors. She hails new era in China's ties with North Korea amid rising tensions. Powerful quake in Morocco kills more than 1,000, damages historic buildings. The job market boom is over. Here's why and what it means. More than 1,000 dead as powerful earthquake hits Morocco. September 10, 2023. Morocco earthquake live updates. More than 2,000 dead in rare, powerful quake. Tremors in Marrakesh, rescuers race to save more people. Moroccan villagers mourn after earthquake brings destruction to their rural mountain home. Age, elected office. Concerns about performance outweigh experience benefit. Masterson's ex-stepdad says his kids lied to help actor. Game time. Trump crashes a college football tailgate. Jailbreak, see it. Where escaped killer was just spotted overnight with a drastic new look in exclusive suburb. New poll finds California voters resoundingly oppose cash reparations for slavery. Here's how to help Morocco recover from its deadly earthquake. If Jack Smith and Fani Willis can't stop Trump, this new lawsuit might. Trump's post-presidential office is hiding in plain sight. Roadside tragedy. 16-year-old daughter of Lowe's executive dies after crashing Porsche into tree. Morocco races to dig out survivors after strongest quake in 100 years. China blindsided by G20 challenge with Xi Jinping absent. Hundreds of migrants now housed at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. Morocco survivors seek aid as quake toll of 2,000 seen likely to rise. How BRICS expansion could help boost China's influence in Africa. Xi's tight controlled hampers response to China slowdown. More than 2,000 dead in Morocco earthquake, king quiet and disaster's aftermath. September 11, 2023. Hurricane Lee's latest forecast. Projected path, maps, and tracker. North Korea's Kim to meet Putin in Russia, Kremlin confirms. What we know about the Morocco earthquake and the efforts to help. Morocco quake death toll nears 2,500 as frantic rescue efforts continue. GOP Gov spent millions in tax dollars on governor's mansion. Come and take it. Protesters do the most American thing ever to defy Second Amendment ban. Checking boxes. Former Navy SEAL's haunting warning pierces the silence 22 years later after September 11th terror attacks. Guatemalans guarded the memory of democracy through years of war and corruption. Now they see an opening. $750,000 in overtime. How a group of LAUSD employees abused extra pay practices. Restore Roe or go beyond it? The question is fracturing the abortion rights movement. Rescuers dig for Moroccan quake survivors with their hands as aid blocked from worst-hit areas. Setting a tone. There is only one way this putrid season-opening Giants loss gets worse. Morocco defends response as aid begins to reach hardest-hit areas. Russia's pivot from US dollar is not going to plan. ESPN got wrecked for saying Coco Gauff took a moment to soak in her Grand Slam win when she was clearly praying. Check out the comments. Morocco earthquake. Rescuers race to find survivors. PLA's Shandong aircraft carrier sails off South Taiwan in show of force. A plea deal to spare lives of 9/11 suspects held in Guantanamo? Insurers charge thousands for generic drugs. Nearly 2,500 dead. Officials accept some search and rescue. September 12, 2023. Speaker McCarthy holds news conference. ABC News Live. Death toll rising by the hour in flood-ravaged Libya. Google's search dominance is being challenged in the biggest antitrust trial in decades. Prison escapee armed with rifle he stole from garage, police say. Kari Lake and Blake Masters have intense call on Senate race. Mass influence campaign. Communist officials set up talent recruitment program at U.S. firm behind taxpayer-backed EV battery plants. Cash incentive. Whistleblower drops bombshell about agency's alleged efforts to change narrative on lab leak theory. A climate scientist wanted to start a debate in academia. He set off a bigger firestorm. Actually, heat pumps are vastly more efficient in winter than oil and gas. Jim Jordan appears to have forgotten who Fani Willis is. She set the record straight. Escaped Pennsylvania killer shot by homeowner while stealing rifle from garage, police say. Dreams torn apart. The Jets' Aaron Rodgers' fears have been confirmed. Thousands feared dead in Libya as collapse of dams worsens flood disaster. Mega Republicans force Kevin McCarthy's hand. Energy Secretary Granholm tried to take a road trip to show Americans how nice electric vehicles are, and it turned into a nightmare episode of Parks and Rec where the police got involved. Libya floods wipe out quarter of city, 10,000 missing. China will use machines for data security law, scientist with policy role says. Escaped prisoner Danilo Cavalcante now armed with stolen gun. McCarthy launches Biden impeachment inquiry. Thousands missing and feared dead after floods submerge eastern Libya. September 13, 2023. Details of inmate capture emerge after police news conference. ABC News Live. Derna is flattened. 6,000 dead, thousands missing, displaced after floods. Escaped murderer Danilo Cavalcante has been arrested after 2 weeks on the run in Pennsylvania. Escapee killer captured after 2-week manhunt, police say. Why Trump's argument in the New York AG case won't save him. Trial and error. Power-drunk Dem governor confirms another lockdown conspiracy. In custody. Convicted killer in U.S. illegally captured nearly 2 weeks after prison escape. White House Chief of Staff's wealth and connections collide with Biden's clean energy strategy. California lawmakers want to protect actors from being replaced by artificial intelligence. Climate disasters are on the rise. So is disinformation. Alvin Bragg keeps winning, and nobody's talking about it. Escaped Pennsylvania killer Danilo Cavalcante captured using heat technology and Border Patrol dog. Red-handed. Police canines sniff out escaped double murderer's hiding spot after dramatic 2-week manhunt. Pennsylvania fugitive captured after 2 weeks on the run. Crimean bridge closed after naval drones target Russian Black Sea Fleet. The White House is sending a letter to news outlets instructing them to ramp up scrutiny of Biden impeachment inquiry. Lax testing fueled wave of cough syrup poisonings. Amid U.S. sanctions, Chinese team says it made the most powerful radar chip. Escaped inmate Danilo Cavalcante captured with element of surprise. Inflation accelerated in August as gasoline prices jumped. Escaped murder convict is caught, ending 13-day nightmare in Pennsylvania. September 14, 2023. Judge severs Trump's Georgia case and 16 others from trial starting in October. Kremlin says Putin gratefully accepted invite to visit North Korea. Biden has been preparing to fight an impeachment for almost a year. This is his strategy. Georgia judge rules DA can't try all 19 defendants together in Trump RICO case. He wants to be KY Gov. He was ghosting his toxic office. Coming after him, more regulations. Rift emerges among GOP senators over Bernie Sanders' drug price bill. Exit strategy. Karine Jean-Pierre's response to straightforward question about Biden scandal sets the internet on fire. Companies already banned the use of their drugs for lethal injection. Now they're blocking IV equipment. Can licensed tent villages ease California's homelessness epidemic? This nonprofit thinks so. Wisconsin Republicans are taking desperate steps to subvert fair elections in 2024. Fani Willis isn't getting the 19 defended trial she wanted. Threats mount against prosecutors and FBI agents working on Hunter Biden probe. Killer seeds. Escaped killer survived on only watermelon for 2 weeks, hid poop under leaves, and reveals just how close cops came to catching him. Politicians charge millions to send migrants to U.S. through Darien Gap. Ukraine's Crimea operation is going to plan. San Francisco landlords' party celebrating the end of the eviction moratorium gets attacked by mostly peaceful protesters. Police refuse to respond. Tesla reinvents car making with quiet breakthrough. Hong Kong unveils bazaars, theme park activities, and more in nightlife campaign. When the dead don't stay buried. The grave situation at cemeteries. Inside Exxon's strategy to downplay climate change. DeSantis took undisclosed private flights, lodging through wealthy donors. September 15, 2023. UAW launches strike against Big Three automakers. Flooding death toll soars to 11,300 in Libya's coastal city of Derna. Secret records. Government says Marines' adoption of Afghan orphans seen as abduction must be undone. United Auto Workers go on strike against Ford, GM, Stellantis. Trump, his kids, bankers. AG lays out witnesses in New York case. Rock and a hard place. Two of Biden's closest allies are about to tear him apart. Feet to the fire. Social media erupts after McCarthy grills reporter until she makes big Biden admission. Mahmoud Abbas Holocaust controversy spotlights deep disillusion with Palestinian Authority. Earth just had its warmest August and summer on record, spurring dire warnings. UAW launches historic strike across the Big Three. Kevin McCarthy's impeachment chaos just got more embarrassing. Trump says he testified under oath he never ordered Mar-a-Lago security video deleted. It's too weird. Mysterious twins with ties to Jay-Z, De Niro upsetting NYC parents as they creep around kids at playground. UAW goes on strike against Detroit's Big Three. Russian missile technology smuggled to U.S. and handed to DOD, court says. Justin Trudeau tells grocery stores to control skyrocketing prices or he'll take further action, including tax measures. U.S. to revamp its aerospace forces as it faces China threat. UAW strike. Workers at 3 plants launched historic action against Detroit 3. UAW goes on strike against GM, Ford, and Stellantis. Historic UAW strike underway. September 16, 2023. Disaster of epic proportions. Libya prosecutor probes deadly dam collapse. Biden backs labor and likes electric vehicles, two things that clash at the core of the UAW strike. Soldiers of Christ charged in Atlanta area death. Musk's Cybertruck is almost here. But will anyone buy the ludicrous vehicle? It's on. James O'Keefe sues Democrat Hawaii governor for violating First Amendment. Most cops involved in high-profile killings since 2014 kept their police licenses. Terror of long COVID remains common even as pandemic eases, data show. Trump says he likes the concept of a female VP pick. Ashton Kutcher resigns from anti-child sex abuse organization after backlash for supporting Danny Masterson. Russell Brand denies criminal allegations connected to his promiscuous past in new video. We are at the performative cursing stage of Kevin McCarthy's frustrations. Nobody should care about a woman's body count. Can women fix police? Why more North American police departments are trying to end the boys' club. Border Patrol tells illegal migrants they can do whatever they want upon being dropped off in San Diego. As 2024 looms, neo-Nazis are returning to the streets. How COVID misinformation stayed one step ahead of Facebook. Bashing COVID boosters, DeSantis contrasts with Trump and worries health experts. September 17, 2023. Russia claims Ukraine launched drone attacks on Crimea and Moscow. Trump says he does not worry about possible jail time in criminal cases. Wall Street comes to grips with how wrong it's been in 2023. Requiem for royalties. NFT exchanges abandon recurring compensation for artists. Turkey slams U.S. allegation of child soldier recruitment. Sober dating has helped me notice these red flags before it's too late. The mainstream media still hasn't learned anything covering Donald Trump. In risky hunt for secrets, U.S. and China expand global spy operations. Biden tells group of rabbis that he was raised in synagogues in Delaware. Did liberalism sabotage itself? Halliburton equipment worth $7.1 million exported to Russia in past year, customs records show. Artificial intelligence may be humanity's most ingenious invention. And its last? America's most iconic coral reef is dying. Only one thing will save it. The scorched earth activists trying to take down Hunter Biden. September 18, 2023. 5 Americans freed from Iran arrive in Qatar. Iran and U.S. swap prisoners after $6 billion transfer. 5 prisoners freed in U.S. swap with Iran arrive in Qatar. Iran releases 5 Americans in prisoner swap. The ex-South Park writer taking on Moms for Liberty. Making the case. Here's all the evidence connecting Joe Biden to Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings. In plain sight. Crucial tip that led authorities to suspect an execution-style murder of deputy. DNA evidence sent Anthony Sanchez to death row. But did it actually solve the crime? Person of interest detained in ambush killing of L.A. County Sheriff's deputy in Palmdale. Can the media meet the challenge of the GOP's bogus impeachment? Boebert's Beetlejuice scandal is bizarre even by her standards. 5 Americans freed in prisoner swap with Iran land in Qatar. Doesn't look good. New twist revealed in case of Utah grief author accused of killing her husband after bombshell jailhouse letter received. Crisis and bailout. The tortuous cycle stalking nations in debt. Donald Trump just destroyed his own defense. Did Chuck Schumer just get rid of the Senate's dress code so John Fetterman can keep wearing shorts and hoodies? 5 U.S. citizens land in Qatar as part of U.S.-Iran prisoner swap. U.S.-China ties seen warming up again in stages as top officials meet. Iran releases 5 Americans in prisoner swap deal negotiated by Joe Biden. The Fed isn't getting the economy it expected. U.S. and Iran trade prisoners, a major breakthrough for the bitter adversaries. September 19, 2023. Plane carrying 5 Americans freed from Iran lands in U.S. UN Chief Guterres kicks off 78th General Assembly. Americans released by Iran arrive home, tearfully embrace their loved ones, and declare freedom. 5 Americans back in U.S. after prison swap with Iran. Pastor's leaked confessional touches off unholy legal war. In the spotlight. Here are all the questions Congress must ask Merrick Garland about the Hunter Biden case. Out of tune. Music critic gets brutally honest on singer's decision to ditch country music over effect of Trump years. A celebrity-studded LA water district has a very big drought idea: seafloor desalination. Child Protective Service workers share their secret truths that haunt. These 4 words undercut Trump's promise of an abortion deal. YouTube blocks Russell Brand from making money off his channel after sexual assault allegations. Tragedy at Gillette. Patriots fan dies after getting punched in the face during fight at game. Witness. Nations gather in shadow of Russia's war and host of urgent issues. China aims to replicate human brain in bid to dominate global AI. NYC Council wants to remove statues of Washington, Jefferson, and Columbus. Remember how the media mocked Trump in 2017 for saying this would happen? Could China's standard EV plants build super batteries for weapons? 5 American prisoners released in prison swap with Iran have safely returned to U.S. China's former foreign minister ousted after alleged affair. India, Canada expelled diplomats over accusations New Delhi killed Sikh separatist. September 20, 2023. A.G. Garland testifies before House Judiciary Committee. ABC News Live. India warns citizens on Canada travel amid row over Sikh leader's murder. Inside the delicate art of maintaining America's aging nuclear weapons. Exclusive. Pentagon to review cases of LGBTQ+ veterans denied honorable discharges under Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Freedom Caucus talks and tax cheats home rile the neighbors. Very dishonest industry. Anti-porn laws are sweeping the country, but there's one crucial problem lawmakers will need to confront. Power rankings. Clear frontrunner in race for Republican nomination emerges in crowded field. Confused automakers braced for strike at the wrong plants. He heard voices. He bought a gun. Now he's accused of killing an LA deputy. Migrants' DNA is fueling a massive expansion of the FBI's genetic database. Each new Mar-a-Lago revelation makes it harder to laugh to keep from crying. Merrick Garland faces grilling from House Republicans on Trump and Hunter Biden cases. You're not welcome. Outraged protesters block, bang on bus carrying migrants on Staten Island as mayor slams ugly display. Ukraine has gained ground, but it has much farther to go. Donald Trump's death falsely announced by Son on Twitter sparks speculation. George Soros helped fund purchase of 22 newspapers in swing state of Maine. Azerbaijan halts Karabakh offensive after ceasefire deal with Armenian separatists. Chinese scientists spot signals from real-world three-body star system. Why lies about COVID election rigging are spreading on social media. The billionaire keeping TikTok on phones in the U.S. Garland faces lawmakers' questions on Hunter Biden, Trump trials. September 21, 2023. DeSantis talks Trump, Black History, Disney, state of GOP primary, and more. Ukraine Zelensky arrives at U.S. Capitol to make case for war aid. Rupert Murdoch, whose creation of Fox News made him a force in American politics, is stepping down. Border crossings soar to near record levels, testing Biden strategy. Rupert Murdoch finally stepping down from Fox and News Corp. Questions and answers. Here are the biggest takeaways from Merrick Garland's testimony about the Hunter Biden case. Rupert Murdoch announces transition to new role of Chairman Emeritus of Fox Corporation and News Corp. AIPAC targets Black Democrats, while the Congressional Black Caucus stays silent. Rupert Murdoch steps down as chairman of Fox. We keep people alive. As summers get deadlier, a tiny church is fighting back. Trump's sneaky strategy to undermine Jack Smith's requested gag order. Lizzo preaches self-love and acceptance. But backstage, her team was mocked and bullied, designer says in new lawsuit. Turn for the worse, Sophie Turner sues Joe Jonas to return their 2 children to forever home England as divorce battle heats up. U.S. will allow nearly 500,000 Venezuelan migrants to work legally. Rupert Murdoch steps down as Fox chairman. Democrat Governor Kathy Hochul goes full right-wing extremist. We're at our limit. If you're going to leave your country, go somewhere else. U.S. revives Cold War submarine spy program to counter China. China beats U.S. for first time in global scientific papers ranking. Trump supports government shutdown, adds pressure to House GOP fight. Rupert Murdoch to step down as chair of Fox, News Corp. Zelensky visits Congress ahead of trips to the White House and Pentagon. September 22, 2023. Judge to hear arguments for summary judgment in New York AG's $250 million lawsuit against Trump. Ukraine claims missile attack on Russia's Black Sea Navy HQ. Strikes against automakers spread to 38 locations in 20 states. Stellantis and GM are targeted. Watch live. New Jersey Senator Robert Menendez and wife indicted on federal charges. Elon Musk's dad shares deadly secrets of fabled emerald mine. Dead End Bob. Democratic Senator Bob Menendez and wife indicted on bribery offenses. Bombshell indictment. Democrat senator accused of trading influence for big bribes and spilling secrets to foreign officials. Inside Biden's secret arms deal. As El Niño gets stronger, odds tilt toward another wet winter for California. I'm doing the best I can. Stories from California's unsheltered community. Why House Republicans need to listen to Mitch McConnell immediately. Biden tells Zelensky that U.S. will send Ukraine ATACMS long-range missiles for the first time. Gold and busted. New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez hit with federal corruption charges for second time, allegedly took bribes, including $100,000 in gold bars. UAW extends walkouts to more plants, but cites progress in Ford talks. Menendez indictment reveals devastating envelopes of cash, gold bars. Third, higher-ranking IRS official says DOJ blocked U.S. Attorney David Weiss from charging Hunter Biden, contradicting AG Garland. How Arab fighters carried out a rolling ethnic massacre in Sudan. China and U.S. set up finance and economic discussion channels. UAW expands strike, targets 38 new GM, Stellantis sites. UAW to strike at more GM and Stellantis sites, will spare Ford. UAW to expand strike to 38 GM and Stellantis sites, but not Ford. September 23, 2023. Tropical storm Ophelia makes landfall in North Carolina with winds of 70 miles per hour. Meet Lachlan Murdoch, soon to be the new power behind Fox News and the Murdoch Empire. New twist may solve the mystery of the girl lost in Africa. They need Menendez. Hunter Biden suggested lobbying Democratic senator indicted for bribery, emails show. Under pressure. Menendez fires back at Dems as more demand his resignation after bombshell charges. Austin sees influx of crickets, local media wants residents to eat them. The secret history of how the super-rich have kept the working class out of work. Hollywood crew members fight to hang on as the strikes drag on. We're the collateral damage. Arctic lakes are carbon banks. What happens when they heat up? I saw firsthand how Project Veritas paved the way for MEGA. Black UAW workers say they're striking to keep the promise of a middle-class life. Bridge too far. Dozens of vendors still swarm Brooklyn Bridge in free-for-all, selling illegal cocktails, pick with live snake. Gold bullion and halal meat. Inside the Menendez investigation. America faces savings disaster. NASA says James Webb Telescope has found planet with potential surface oceans and possible key sign of life. GM, Stellantis dealers and customer face dwindling parts as UAW strike expands. Ukrainian economy grows nearly 20%. Government. Menendez second indictment. What other sitting senators face charges? Neo-Nazi fight clubs are growing rapidly, new research shows. Fields fortified by Russia become pivotal to Ukraine's counteroffensive. Misinformation research is buckling under GOP legal attacks. September 24, 2023. Biden impeachment and Trump's eligibility. View divide, with profound partisan gaps. NASA's first asteroid samples land on Earth after release from spacecraft. Cassidy Hutchinson on the price of speaking out. Louisiana to deliver bottled water in bulk to New Orleans. Pushing back. GOP-led probes, court ruling have throttled the Biden admin's ability to fund the censorship industry. Russia accuses West of de facto fighting in Ukraine. National Guard rolls into Eagle Pass, Texas as Biden's border crisis spirals out of control. FBI warns Sikhs in the U.S. about death threats after killing of Canadian activist. Blasting bullhorns and water cannons, Chinese ships wall off the South China Sea. Ukrainian drone strikes Russian security building in Kursk. Totally normal. A local Democrat in Richmond, Virginia suggested he was bringing dynamite to an Andy No event. To Cheers, NASA asteroid sample capsule safely touches down in Utah. Anti-vaxxers are now a modern political force. Mexican demon doll arrested. Media. China's megacities ex-mayor urges unfettered internet access in free trade zones. From Maui to Philly, deadly disaster are shutting down U.S. schools. Russia learns from its mistakes on Ukraine battlefield. As possible shutdown nears, a disconnect between political rhetoric and budget reality. September 25, 2023. Senator Bob Menendez, facing corruption charges, rebuffs calls for his resignation. Hungary's Orban threatens to pull support for Ukraine, reigniting old row. Using duct tape and bombs, Ukraine's drone pilots wage war with low-cost, improvised weapons. Private equity's slow carnage unleashes a wave of zombies. Canada calamity. Speaker pleads ignorance after leading Zelensky and Trudeau in tribute to Nazi SS soldier. Of that bilk. Democrat senator indicted for bribery hires Hunter Biden's lawyer. Intel source raises alarm. The war is over. Russia has won. NYPD transparency site leaves out misconduct lawsuits settled for millions. We're living in a Kevin McCarthy doom loop. Hutchinson sheds new light on Meadows burning White House docks. Russian Black Sea Fleet commander was killed in strike on Navy headquarters, Ukraine says. Blood at the border. Pic shows brutalized Border Patrol agent after alleged attack by migrant with rat scrawled on his forehead. Monster fracks are getting far bigger and far thirstier. 60 Minutes reveals how U.S. tax dollars are supporting Ukrainian small businesses, farmers, and the salaries of 57,000 first responders. Why Iran won't budge on mandatory hijab laws, according to the president's wife. How Ron DeSantis' early missteps hampered his 2024 presidential campaign. EU states using totalitarian methods to spy on journalists. We only have the faintest idea of the catastrophic effects of climate change. Trump floats the idea of executing Joint Chiefs Chairman Milley. Science. Supercontinent could make Earth uninhabitable in 250 million years, study predicts. Russian admiral killed in Crimea. Ukraine must surrender or cease to exist. Taxpayers stuck paying the bills for oligarchs' seized yachts and mansions. Hollywood studios and writers reach tentative deal to end nearly 5-month strike. September 26, 2023. Biden to join autoworkers on picket line and move White House calls historic. Russian Black Sea commander seen in video after Ukraine said it killed him. Man thinks about Roman Empire instead of remembering to pick up the kids. Hunter Biden sues Rudy Giuliani, attorney Robert Costello for hacking laptop. Ankara seeks acceleration in F-16 sales as Menendez departs from key office. Anonymous political commentator cat turd swatted after being doxxed by leftists. Washington Post completely botches chatterbait rules and Virginia candidate takedown. McNamara. Hollywood is ready to go back to work. But Hollywood is never going back to normal. As shutdown deadline looms, Matt Gaetz has fellow Republicans in a bind. Russian Black Sea Fleet commander seen at meeting after Ukraine said it killed him. He must be tripping. How Biden, 80, is urgently working to avoid further falls ahead of 2024 election. President Biden heads to picket line in Michigan to court auto workers. Is an all-meat diet what nature intended? I don't know why, but the NFL is showing the Falcons game in a fully animated Toy Story theme this weekend. Virginia man brought gun and knives to Virginia church service after making online threats. Police. The nightmare returns? A deadly new bat-borne virus is spreading through Asia. Evergrande has no bullets left as debt crisis lights up China's social media. A worsening Trump increases the risk of political violence. Liberal ministers Joly and Gould call for Speaker to resign for honoring man who fought for Nazis. Trump's strongman turn happened really quickly. J.P. Morgan paying $75 million to settle suit over Epstein. Pandemic-era boom changes the face of American homeschooling. September 27, 2023. More than 100 dead, scores more injured in Iraq wedding inferno. To avoid embarrassing falls, aides will now transport Biden using presidential hand truck. Wire transfers with China to Hunter Biden listed his father's address. Why are Republicans playing politics with Ukraine? How Trump, master of avoiding paper trails, finally got caught with one. Dardanelles Straits underwater sound level exceeds max limit. Tens of thousands of Armenians flee their 2,000-year heartland in Karabakh, facing genocide. A Ukrainian woman protected her daughter from Russian soldiers and was accused of collaborating with the enemy. A ticking time bomb. Why California can't provide safe drinking water to all its residents. The world's oldest democracy has been hijacked by extremists. Diogo Beach serial killer suspect's DNA links him to victim as prosecutors confirm pizza crust helped crack the case. Ruling against Trump cuts to the heart of his identity. House Select Subcommittee says Dr. Fauci secretly visited the CIA to influence the agency's report on the origins of COVID-19. North Korea expels Travis King, a U.S. soldier who allegedly sought refuge there. Colin Kaepernick appeals to New York Jets in letter for practice squad chance. Oregon officials face ethics sanctions over Amazon data centers' tax breaks and land deals. Trump wants to freeze the election at halftime. Evergrande chairman under police watch. Liquidation risk mounts. Researchers find evidence of more Nord Stream explosions. Did India's spacecraft really land near the moon's south pole? Trump's business empire was one big long-running fraud. Why don't we just build new cities? Senate grabs will from House in bid to avoid shutdown. Robert F. Kennedy's Jr.'s mad world. The Republican debate is fake. TikTok workers say executive moves to U.S. show China parents' role. Inside the vast digital campaign by Hindu nationalists to inflame India. September 28, 2023. Mourners demand accountability. Bury loved ones after Iraq wedding inferno. FBI arrests Air Force One stairs for plot to assassinate Biden. Clarence Thomas and the mystery of the missing royalties. Mile-long spaceship is spotted by more than 300 people in Texas, and one of America's most compelling UFO cases ever, reveals new Steven Spielberg-produced Netflix doc, Encounters. COVID vaccines linked to unexpected bleeding, study confirms. They promised advanced recycling for plastics and delivered toxic waste. As a presidential candidate, Cornel West aligns himself with far-left radicals. If you thought Trump was visiting Michigan to address striking auto workers, you thought wrong. Suspect in slaying of Baltimore Tech CEO had warrant for alleged rape days before she died. The devil you know. How New York City gun arrest uncovered a huge pedophile satanic cult. Republicans placing government shutdown blame on Joe Biden and the border. How rumors and conspiracy theories got in the way of Maui's fire recovery. Damian Lillard trade. 10 unforgettable moments from his 11 years with Portland Trail Blazers. Nazis for Biden. How Washington weaponizes radicals for its political goals. Evergrande's founder Hui Kai-yin faces mandatory measures for alleged crimes. We are all paying the price for Kevin McCarthy's pathetic weakness. U.S. government starts notifying federal employees a shutdown may be imminent. September 29, 2023. Twin explosions kill dozens of worshippers in Pakistan. Dianne Feinstein, California senator who broke glass ceilings, dies at 90. Chuck Schumer cries as he pays tribute to Dianne Feinstein, following her death at age 90. White roses are placed on her Senate seat as Biden and Newsom lead tributes to a force of nature. Vanishing tiles reproduced for Selamai Mosque. Why Biden is taking a hands-off approach to the looming shutdown. New York City streets turn into raging rivers during epic downpour, flooding roads and subways. China's underground historians battled the politics of amnesia. Trans activists force anthropologists to cancel conference discussing the identification of male and female skeletons. XFL and USFL announce merger for spring football. U.S. using Ukraine conflict to train own troops. Evergrande. Huey's arrest casts doubts on assets and support deal with creditors. Biden issues dire warning about the threat posed by MAGA extremists. Philly endured another night of looting, rioting, and mayhem. Women accuse Tim Ballard of spiritual manipulation, grooming, and sexual misconduct. China imposes exit ban on executive at U.S. firm Kroll. September 30, 2023. Saudi Arabia and Gulf states condemn treacherous attacks against worshippers in Pakistan. Armenia asks World Court to order Azerbaijan to withdraw troops from Nagorno-Karabakh. McCarthy's weekend from hell. What is a government shutdown? Here's what happens if funding runs out. From Speedos to Spats. The worst mega candidate yet? Musk plans to attend Technofest next year. Dianne Feinstein and the knife fight in the phone booth. Trump's senility problem can't be ignored anymore. Game changer. MIT's new desalination system could make drinkable seawater even cheaper than tap water. U.S. General Mark Milley takes hit at Trump during retirement speech. Jada Pinkett Smith reacts to Tupac Shakur's suspect arrest. Now I hope we can get some answers. Trump may have broken federal gun laws. Prosecutors. Kevin McCarthy and the peak of ungovernability. Alarm in Taiwan as online map appears to show PLA Trojan horse flight. Inside the Menendez indictment. An American roller skater maimed in Egypt and $300 million. Grand celebration of the nation of Ahmad. Is Biden going to make 2024 a war against MAGA? How polarization sent Washington hurtling into a shutdown. Government shutdown just hours away as House GOP scrambles for a deal.